Hey guys, this video it's gonna be a very in-depth video because this is something that is about like just who you are, your relationship type, and just like the nature of things. And what that is gonna be is that this video I want to talk about how it is being the anxious attachment, and I can't even say relationship because I've never been in a relationship. I'm gonna say in a situationship because like they say, I guess there's always like you're either or, you're either the anxious attached or like you're the avoidant. And for me, well, I drew the short end of the stick, the being the anxious. And how that felt was, well, when I tell you guys, it was a roller coaster of emotions all my life. When I tell you, every single person I've encountered, every single one of them had the avoidance mind, like they were the avoidant, like the avoidant, I don't know what you say, mindset, nature. I feel like nature is more better because the mindset's just up here, but the nature is more of your being. So I guess you could say, I guess I'm just gonna say nature. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, so be it. But every single one of them that I've experienced, they had the avoidant, like they were the avoidant type. And how did I know this? It was because I realized that a lot of them. Here's the thing. I have to go down the line because when I tell you, it was just repetition over repetition. And at first, I wasn't understanding why I kept repeating itself, and that's because I didn't understand exactly who these people were. But then once I started to understand, I was like, okay, like now I know more about their character. So now when they act a certain way, it plays into like a category, so it makes sense. So Exhibit A, what name we're gonna give them? Buki. Let's call him Buki. So Buki was in a relationship or whatever. Okay, Buki came to me. Me and Buki, we were working together. Like this was my first job. I went to elementary like one grade with Buki, but I wasn't really close. Like he wasn't a grade younger than me, so I was like, okay, like you're a year younger than me. Like, boy, I don't have no reason to fuck with you, whatever the case may be. So when we started working together, I was like, wait, this nigga look familiar. And then that's when like he shot a message and he was like, "Oh, you work at the A&W?" No, 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 no. I was like, "Yeah, Bookie, like I do work at A&W, whatever." And then from there, well, we started talking at work, whatever the case may be. And then we went to the same school, so then we started seeing each other more at school, playing things like playing badminton together, yada yada yada. And then the thing is, my thing is, I don't get my hopes high. Like I already know when you know what your end is gonna be. There's no point in getting excited when you know it's not gonna go anywhere. So I wasn't looking for nothing. I was like, like we could just be friends. We work together. We have the same sport interest, so be it. But then Buki started like pushing up on me and like saying these things, like these sly little comments, like, "Oh, you're so handsome. You're so this. When I get out of my relationship, I'm gonna come be with you." And the thing is, like, when you show me something, I'm gonna like show you the same thing. Like if I'm not just gonna give you what you want, but like if I start to get interested after what you're showing me, like I am gonna, I'm gonna give you like what you're giving me, like reciprocation type thing. So when he started showing me that or whatever the case may be, I was like, okay, like I'm kind of fucking with you, so like we could see where this goes, whatever the case may be. This was while he was in a relationship, mind you. So in the midst of it, we had this like little thing going on, and I was just like, oh, like it's fucked up because like you got a whole girlfriend and like this is how you acting. But I'm like, I didn't go after you. Like I wasn't trying to home wreck. Like that's not my place. But like whatever you choose to do, babe, like that's your personal choice. Like I can't control your fucking actions. At the end of the day, I can't control where your heart is at. So pushing up on me. Then the day came when he broke up with the girl, and I was like, okay, so like what's it hitting for? And then that's see this is the part where the avoidant pushes away. When it gets too real, they like the idea of it, but the actual reality part of it, it's what throws them off their game completely. So when that relationship ended, well, that's when the distance between us got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, I don't like guys and I don't like you like that. And I'm just like, oh, so you just say these things just to say these things. So I was like, okay, I guess that's how you guys work or whatever the case may be. So that's whatever, however you choose to see it. Like, so be. And I was like, wow, like they really, I feel like with avoidance, like they really do like the idea of things, but when it comes down to the actual reality of living in it, like that thing in their head, it's too real for them, and that kind of scares them away, and then they pull back. And then me, being the anxious, I want answers. I want to, you're pulling away, but I want to pull you closer. So every time I pull, you're tugging back more. So it's just like a game of fucking tug of war, and it's just like the push pull thing, I pull you, you push me, I pull you, push, I pull you, push. And it's like uneasy. Then I was like, okay, well, this isn't gonna work, whatever the case may be. There's nothing I could do about it. School's ending soon. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm the prize here. That's the thing. It's like I'm the prize here, so I'm not even gonna like go any lower than where I should be going, because I was like, honestly, like I was just trying to give myself a chance at something, give yourself a chance at something new. But like, clearly we both weren't deserving of each other. That's why it didn't work out. That was square one. Moving on. This one we're gonna give the name shit. So now shit comes into my life. Shit's talking hot game. Oh, you're so fine. You're so this. You're so that. And I feel like the complimenting, like the love bombing thing, is what really shows you that it's not gonna last long. Every time they love bomb, like it don't fucking last. Talking, saying this, saying that, saying this, saying that. I'm like, I'm not interested at first. And then I go, I indulge, I entertain them. I'm giving you what you give me, and all of a sudden, you're too much. You're this, you're that. You're doing too much right now. And it's like, I'm doing what you're doing. So why is it that when I do it is too much, but you could just sit there and do it every time and it doesn't, and it's okay? Every time I reciprocate, that's when I become too much, and now they pull back. And again, it's just the same thing of you push, I pull, you push, I pull. Fucking same thing again. The last one, this was probably what I would say was the worst one for me, the one that lasted the longest, the one that destroyed me the most after my heart was just stepped on and just used as a doormat over and over. At this point, I was just drained of any type of wanting any type of connection. I didn't want nothing. I felt like I didn't deserve anything, and that every situation was just repeating itself because I kept getting my hopes high and letting these people do it. So at this point, I just thought to myself, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not looking for nothing. There's nothing for me. I've settled on the fact that maybe as much as I want love, it's just not made for me, and I became content with that. So when this last one came, when I tell you I had zero expectation, I had nothing in my head. I didn't want it to go anywhere. I had no thought of behind anything. I said, I'm not going to do this, I'm tired. It's like I want to focus on myself. I'm not going to keep putting myself what through what I go through every time. But every time, and I say every time I get my hopes up, they promise that they'll give you the world, and then once you start reaching for what's in their hand, they keep backing up and they keep backing up and they keep backing up, because they just like having you on a string, but they don't actually fully want you to have it. They just want to have you there, but that's it. So this last one, the worst one, the one that truly destroyed me more than I've ever been destroyed, the one that felt so real, like the first time one of my dreams that I have at night was actually my reality and not in my head, and that it was actually real. And the reason why it killed me is because the reason why being anxious attached kills me is because already with who I am, I'm an overthinker. Like I'm an overanalyzer. Everything that happens, I need a I need I need a direct answer. I need a understanding behind things, or else like when my head starts getting hazy and like the fog starts coming, and then I'm just like running around on that treadmill trying to get somewhere but not moving. It doesn't stop. So this is why I don't like these like mixed signals and confusions, because it makes me sit there and just think and think and think and think and think to the point till I'm mentally exhausted, and I don't do that. That's why I stopped getting my hopes up. But for this one, it was the best and the worst at the same time. The biggest realization, yet the biggest letdown of my entire life. Because when this one came, you start off cool, just mutual, One thing about me is I just want a friend. That's the thing. I'm just so alone to the point where I don't even want you for, like, I don't want you all to myself. I don't want to make you mine. I just want you there because that's enough for me. Because when I'm just so used to not having nothing, just having someone there, I will take what I can get, even if that's just a friend. So that's all I wanted. And even though that's what I wanted, I wasn't going to push it. But then they were pushing at me, and then we started talking more. We started getting closer, as friends would do. And it just starts to progress. The friendship starts to progress, and then we get closer. But then I realized, like, I'm always gonna stay in the place of a friend. But then I realized that no, it's not even that I realized. It was that there was actions that were being shown towards me that I try to ignore, because again, I wasn't getting my hopes high anymore. But then it's when the third party was seeing it, like my sisters and stuff, and then they're saying, "Oh, do you see this? Do you see this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? No, like, you guys are just being foolish. Like, I'm just trying to brush it off because I don't want to hurt myself any more than I've been hurt before." So I'm just like, "No, like, I don't see what you're seeing. You're probably just like, you're making that shit up. Like, just leave it alone." But then once that one thought gets in, it doesn't go away. So once I heard what they were saying, and then I started looking at it in that way, I was like, wow, what they're saying, it's the truth. And how they're acting isn't normal for a friend to act. And I was like, oh, maybe, just maybe, once again, every time I've said that, every time I've broken my heart again, I said it again. Maybe, just maybe it'll work out this time. Just fucking maybe. And you know what happens? History repeats itself. Get closer. You start building a bond. You start telling each other things that mean a lot. But then once the love gets involved, it's the downfall of it. And that's exactly what happened. I started questioning things and reciprocating once more, as I always do. And well, that's when I go wrong every time. But then once the confusion sits in my head, it doesn't go away. So I thought, if I were to just ask questions, maybe do things a little bit differently than what I did last time, and actually ask and try to understand, it'll be better. But no, I was quote unquote delusional, and this reality that was in front of me was actually an illusion that I created in the midst of my mind. And I was wrong. Once again, I'm wrong every time, apparently. But the thing is, that's why I'll never let someone tell me you're an overanalyzer, you think too much into things. No. Every time, all the thinking I do is for a reason, because in the end, I'm always right and it always makes sense. I knew that someone didn't act like that. I've had friends before, and I knew that friends didn't act like that towards each other. There's a boundary between you guys, and there wasn't a boundary there. And especially if you know someone likes the same sex. The thing is, I know what I like, so I'm not gonna overstep my boundaries and try to make you guys uncomfortable. I'm not that type of person. But now, when you're overstepping my boundaries and you're doing that to me, am I wrong for creating a vision in my head? Is that wrong of me based off of what you're showing me? Is that wrong? Because I was never doing those things, because I don't want to be that one person that you go to your friends saying, oh, they were touching me, they were doing this, they were doing that. I would never want to be that person. I don't like when people speak about me regardless, so I don't want to give you a reason to. So I never did that. And then they come, and then you start acting towards me, and then when I get an idea off of it, because I know that's not how friends act, and I want to reciprocate, it's just the same thing again. It was the same thing again and again and again. And I realized, like, I just couldn't it's I couldn't sit there with myself, holding myself that high, just to let someone come around and hold me by a string. I love love, and as much as I love love, I can't love it to the point where it's hurting me, because I know that's not what love is. Love shouldn't hurt you. Love shouldn't make you feel bad about yourself. Love shouldn't make you feel down. Love shouldn't make you cry all the time. And that's how I was feeling. I wasn't feeling good about myself. And it was just that I wanted someone there so badly that I try to be someone that I wasn't. And just, I told myself, maybe this time, if I showed up a little bit more, if I did things that make them happy, maybe I would be worth something. And in the end, like, all my efforts, they never amount up to nothing. And then, my heart is just like broken over and over again. And it really does get to a point where you just get tired, because it's like, I ask myself, like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, am I that bad? Like, I don't even ask for nothing. I've never asked for money. I never asked for you to, like, go above and beyond for me. All I ask is for, like, someone to be there and just be a friend, even if it's not a lover. Like, as much as I love, so be it, but, like, just be a friend, and that could be enough for me. And even that, like, it's never that. Like, everyone who comes, it's like they expect something from me, and it's like, I already give you more than I have to offer, and I give you the amount of love and happiness to the point where I'm neglecting myself and giving you more than what I'm giving me. And still, like, I'm never enough to these people. I'm never enough, like, at all. And for that one, it was like, it was the longest one, and it's the one that broke me the worst, because I'll admit, that person, they showed up. And regardless of that, I said that if I showed up a little bit more, if I just did what I didn't normally do and try something different this time, that maybe it would mean something. And in the end, it didn't. So when it came time for my birthday, they said, "Oh, I want to buy you something." But I said no. Like, I don't want to be hung on this string anymore. Like, it's hurting me. It's not hurting you, because you can control your feelings. It must be easy for you to just, like, suppress what you feel deep down. But the thing about me is, my feelings are a part, like, my feelings play a heavy part in who I am. So I can't sit there on that string, on that cliff, just waiting for you to pull me up. I can't do that for myself. So for my birthday, I had to choose me. And regardless, as much as I wanted it and wanted it to be them, I realized that when you find discomfort in something and it just won't go away, it's because it's not for you. So, respectfully, I had to break it off. And ended up in a big fight, and me being blamed for what I was doing, and I'm this and I'm that, and how I acted, and this and that. And I'm just like, what, honestly, all I wanted was what I gave you, and I just reciprocated what you gave me, and I was wrong, and I was just a fool every time. 1 second is here, and I know what time it is, and I was just a fool every time. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that to myself anymore. So I broke it off for my well being, because all those tears I shed, all those days I'm at fucking work, fucking in the back taking lanes with fucking tears in my eyes, facing customers while I'm sitting there fucking sniffling, trying not to just cry in their face, running to the bathroom to let out a few tears, then going back on the floor and acting like everything is fine. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to deal with the confusion anymore. And that's why I stay by myself. That's why I stay alone. That's why you see me in this room so much. Is because when I'm here, there is no one near to hurt me. It's just me, and I'm content with just being me, because I'm not gonna hurt myself. Of course, I'll think to the brink of fucking exhaustion, or maybe, but the thing is, when I'm alone, the only thinking I'm doing is I'm thinking about new video ideas, a future, what tomorrow could look like, great ideas, and that's what I like. But when I'm with someone who's just bringing me, like, this bad vibe, it's just confusion, it's fucking bad thoughts about myself. I don't like doing it, Like, I'm not someone who's usually stressed in life. So when you're bringing stress to my door, we're not gonna do it. So that was that. And then for the last one, that was after that one. And that one, it's like I'm still healing from it, because the thing is, it's only been like maybe 4 people, and that's because my heart, it's very, like, I have a very soft heart. Like, when I go through something with someone, I can't just forget them within a snap of fingers. The first one, it took me almost 4 years, and I'm glad that it was when I was younger, because something like that right now. I don't have the time for that. It took me 4 years to get over it. Four. 4 long fucking years. I'm sorry this video is long, but I'm speaking about something important. 4 years to get over it. The past one, I'm still thinking about it. I still see them in my dreams sometimes. Every time I see their car model, I think about them. It doesn't go away that easy, but I'm not hung up on them as I was before. And if they showed themselves in front of me once more, then I probably wouldn't really care that they were there. But for the last one, well, one more situationship, it was that, I'm being shown like subtle hints, like these little hints, these little signs, whatever the case may be. I'm just like, maybe I'll just go with the flow again. It must sound exhausting. It sounds like I'm just like repeating the same story over and over, right? And the thing is, it is the same story, except the people are changing, the names are changing, but the message and the actual storyline is always the same. So once more, I'm being shown something. I reciprocate. I try to get to know you because the thing is, I love mystery. That's the thing about me. I love mystery. So when there's another side of your character that you're not showing, I want to explore that with you. I want to see that. I want you to show me it. And then once I start getting too close, their emotional wall that's just automatic when somebody gets too close is just a retaliation method. It goes up within the snap of fingers, and then once again, they pull away. They pull away. Do you know how exhausting this is? Do you know how exhausted I am? And I always say I love love, but this is all love has ever been to me, is the 50-50 of love, and the I want to love you on this day and not that day. But it's like, for me, it's like, no, I don't want someone who loves me on certain days, because I could love you every day, so we're not going to do that. And I know what I'm worth, and I'm not worth being loved on Monday and not Sunday and not Tuesday, but maybe sometimes Wednesday, but depending on their mood. No, there might be someone for you guys out there who can actually do that. But the thing about me is that I love to the point where I can stand you being wanting to be there and be annoying and just be up my ass every day. I can stand that. If I really love you, I don't mind waking up and going to sleep to you every single day, because I love so much. But I can't have someone who I just question their love and how they see me, and if they love me today, and if they'll love me tomorrow. I'm not going to do that for myself, and I refuse to do it. That's why to this point I stay single, and I stay keep looking out for myself, because I know what I'm looking for exists out there because I exist. But right now I'm not finding it, but still, just because it's not right in front of you doesn't mean it's not out there. We don't have to fucking see a fucking jade stone in real life to know that there's jade somewhere out there. It still exists. And that's just how it is. Like, what I'm looking for, I know it exists. Someone told me that I was foolish before, and the mindset I had was childish, because apparently the ideal of what someone and what love should look like in my head was not real. But honestly, I believe it is, and I believe that it's out there, and someday I will find it. And maybe if it's not today or tomorrow or next week or next month, I'm a very patient person. Like, I'm not in a rush for anything. When it comes, it comes, and hopefully it's not another avoidant, because I'm fucking sick of you guys, for real. You guys have me fucking tweaking out and fucking making my fucking hair grow, my hair go great. Yeah, I got a little emotional in that video, because you see, like I said, like, that wound is like still a little bit fresh. It's not fresh, but it's still open. I'm still healing. But nonetheless, like, this is my experience being the anxious attached, and it's not the best thing in the world, I'll admit, to feel how you feel, but it's like, it's not wrong for you to want to be loved. But one thing I'll say is that I don't regret meeting any of these people, because you made me love myself even more than I did before, and you make me realize that I want even more than myself, more for myself than I did when I was with you guys. That's just what I want to say for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.